Let's talk about self-confidence that we want our children to have in their lives. And you have to understand that confidence comes from a very important area. It's this self-concept that a child has. So I'm going to try to squeeze 8 things that make up self-confidence in a child based on their self-perception or their identity. There are 8 things. 4 of them come from the conscience and 4 of them are spiritual. The 4 that come from the conscience are these. This is what the conscience is. It's inside of every person. The first part is doing the right thing. So when a child does what's right and they experience that internal reward of doing what's right, they feel better about themselves. That's why we practice the instruction routine with children regularly. It's building this self-concept area. The second thing has to do with dealing with wrongs. Many children have this misperception of guilt when they've done something wrong, and they turn it into shame. Shame focuses on a person being a bad person, whereas guilt focuses on the thing I did that was wrong. Guilt motivates us to repentance. It's a valuable quality, and children need to process their offenses and their mistakes and their sins more just in a better way. And when they do, they can feel better because they experience forgiveness and even self-forgiveness. That's a strong part of self-confidence and allows children to take risks, you see. So that's a very important piece of self-confidence. The third part of self-confidence has to do with lying or just this integrity that one has. If someone's lying or stealing or being mischievous, or cheating, then they feel bad about themselves because they're getting what they need in dishonest means. And so building integrity inside of a child and even explaining this to kids will give them a greater sense of self-concept, which results in greater self-confidence. And the fourth area has to do with contributing. The conscience prompts us to care about other people, to have empathy. And when a person has this empathy, then they feel better about themselves because they're contributing to the world. So that's why we practice the honor ideas, where children are honoring others and thinking about others, not just thinking about themselves. So that's the first part, the first 4 things of self-concept that can strengthen self-confidence inside of a child. The next 4 things have to do with spiritual issues because a greatest sense of confidence comes from the Lord. Now, confidence, we want children to have self-confidence. That is that God has equipped me with what I need in order to face the challenge. But there are times when I don't have that ability, so I need the confidence in other people that if I can't solve this, I've got other people who can help me. And the third one is confidence in God himself, who always can help us in our challenges. So we can be confident with him. 4 things that children need to understand spiritually. One is that God is so big. If they understand how big God is, then it helps them recognize that God is in control of this world, that he's amazing, and that I'm a part of what he's doing. So that's number 1. God is big. The second one is that I'm small. I don't have what it takes. I don't have all the answers. I have sin in my life. I need the forgiveness of God. I need the direction of God. And the more I realize how small I am, then that's powerful. Now just take these 2 and notice that humanism reverses those and says that God is small and I am big. But a healthy concept, self-concept that builds self-confidence is to recognize God is big and I am small. The third one is that God has a plan, a master plan, and I'm a part of that. And so when I realize that, it gives me some sense of confidence inside because my self-concept is tied into this master plan of God. And then lastly is this sense that God has given me certain talents, gifts, abilities, spiritual gifts, salvation. He's given me very specific things in my life that allow me to experience his grace in a way that gives me the confidence to face the challenges of life. So those 8 things make up self-concept. And when a person has a strong self-concept, then it results in self-confidence or confidence in God or others so that they can take risks and not feel ashamed, so that they can step forward when there's challenges that are there. So this concept of being self-concept is a very important piece that we want to help children develop. We have to recognize that a lot of things in the heart have to take place first. That's why we're working with children at a young age to build those things so that they can have a healthy understanding of themselves and they can move forward. Some parents make the mistake of misunderstanding self-identity and they try to help their children be strong in academics or strong in sports or something and actually miss the real issues that are there. So use these ideas and it'll help you to build this confidence you want your child to have.